Hi, I wanted to make a video on what to do and sort of techniques you can use if difficult feelings come up or you start to tap into your emotions and your inner self and it starts to feel really uncomfortable and a bit odd. And because this can happen, it can be that we surface a memory or an event or something that's happened in our lives previously, and then we start to do our inner work and go quite deep. And, we can actually encounter some sad things and some upsetting things. But actually, also, things can be so stuck inside us and so old that it can just create a really kind of yucky sort of, I don't know how to explain it, pretty uncomfortable feeling. The word uncomfortable doesn't really do it justice. It can be quite like prickly. I describe it as. It can feel like a kind of internal uncomfortable pins and needles or something like that, and it can kind of sit with us, really not knowing what it is, and that's just a sign that there is something buried and hidden, and it's probably been buried and hidden for quite a while. And we need to do a little bit of work to gently, gradually surface it. It is something that's trying to emerge. It's just kind of been a bit dormant for a long, long time. So the good news is it's positive, because eventually when it does process and surface, that's going to be a new part of yourself that you can access. And there will be some nice happy feelings in there as well, or at least some warm and comforting feelings in there as well, because often where we bury stuff away, there can also be moments of joy or something quite delicate or gentle or soft inside as well. But it's sort of getting to them that's the hard bit. And if ever you're meditating or doing breath work or just being with yourself and centering and connecting into yourself, and you start to feel something difficult come up, and if it's really too difficult or really uncomfortable, as I said before in some of the other trainings and meditations, just allow a little bit, whether it's 1 or 2%, whether it's just a glimmer. And then you kind of say, okay, that's enough for today, and I'm going to sit with it here for a moment. That's incredible progress. The fact that it's starting to emerge, that's a massive win. What can happen is that something uncomfortable and, sounding not that nice starts to come up, and it can hang around for a bit. And, sometimes it's just not enough for us to give ourselves a smile or be with ourselves and do the big Claire, little Claire, kind of putting our arms around that hurt version of ourselves. Sometimes that it doesn't do enough to shift it. An uncomfortable feeling can just be sitting with us for a while. And if that happens, sometimes you just got to go, okay, something's trying to emerge. I can feel it in my stomach or my chest, or it's actually feeling like kind of nasty, uncomfortable pins and needles all under my skin or in my body. Kind of try and get up and do something. Exercise is good, or just normal stuff, housework, or wash the car, or just do your whatever it is that you can. It can be difficult to concentrate at first, but I think the thing is, do some activities, because actually at that point you might not have exact clarity on what it is. So you might not be able to go, oh, well, okay, I know what this is in relation to, so I can take this and this action and these steps to reversing it. But sometimes there's a step before that where you just have to gently allow some of that yucky, uncomfortable stuff to come up, and let it come up gently. And sometimes it sort of lingers and hangs around for a bit. And then you just have to take a decision that, okay, all right, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm just going to get on with my day. And once you start moving around, you can start to feel it sort of, maybe you get distracted from it. Also, it might start to move around your body. So I just wanted to put that out there as a kind of, a bit of a tip, bit of guidance for when the difficult stuff comes up, because for some of us where stuff is really, really deeply buried, it could be from, when we were a baby, it could be a traumatic birth, could be something that happened to our parents while we were in the womb. I mean, honestly, it's amazing really how events can affect us before we're even born, during childbirth, as early babies. We might not ever find out what they were exactly. And actually, that's okay. You don't necessarily need to, as long as you can eventually feel the feelings and process them. And that's why this stuff is so important, and why I talk so much about feeling into your body and feeling into those emotions, because actually it's about the feeling the emotions ultimately, and allowing them to process, and also being really kind and gentle to yourself, and reparenting or nurturing or showing that part of yourself some love. That's the healing. And I do really believe that. I think there is stuff that happens from before we're born, when we're in the womb, during birth, in our really early days. It could be anything that's happened. It could be illness or an accident or a family trauma, or any number of things, and we'll perhaps never know exactly what it was. And our parents or caregivers may not have even been aware that it was something that was a big thing at the time. We've learned so much in recent years about how trauma impacts us. This is all quite new still. But the key is really to feel those emotions and be really brave. But I really acknowledge and want to honour the fact that some of these things, when they come up and they've been buried for a long time and they're quite deep, they can be pretty not just pretty yucky, and really not very nice to feel at first. But as I say, once you can connect with them and be with them and process them, then it does get a lot better. And then they don't have a hold over you anymore, and they're not lurking about inside you, popping up for some healing, when they get triggered, and that is total freedom. So I hope that was helpful. Really do reach out, any questions, or if you want me to go deeper into a topic, or haven't covered a topic you're interested in, or if you just want to talk about something in particular. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.